Hello lovelies, it's Miss Lady Lace here on my Glamour channel, and today I have for you a new video sharing 5 fabulous tips to protect your beautiful skin from the sun. If you love all things vintage and pinup, I share all of my passions here on YouTube through tips, tutorials, and so much more. If you'd like to stay up to date with all my vintage fun, be sure to subscribe. Here in Australia, we're entering our warmer months of spring and summer, and I thought it would be a marvelous idea to put together a video sharing some sun smart tips. I'm very much a big believer that our natural skin tone is the most beautiful skin tone to suit us. The sunshine is absolutely marvelous for both our mental health and our physical health, but the sun does emit UV rays which can cause damage to our skin, and this damage can cause things as minor as wrinkles and as severe as cancer. So we definitely want to be careful with how we protect ourselves from the sun. Tip number 1 is to apply sunscreen. Especially here in Australia, we go out in the sun a lot. Every day before I put on my makeup, I apply sunscreen to my face, and I also use makeup which contains SPF. So my fabulous powder here is SPF 25, and my actual sunscreen is SPF 50, and that's broad spectrum for both UVA and UVB rays. It's important to take into account what sunscreen you're using and how regularly that needs to be reapplied when you're out in the sun. Tip number 2 is to wear a fabulous hat like I've got on today. Especially a broad brim hat is really fabulous for summer because it's really going to cover your face. Not only will that hat protect you, but you can look utterly fabulous at the same time. Tip number 3 is to stay in the shade when possible. I know when I'm out and about, especially if it's an outdoor vintage market or something like that, I always try and stick to the shady area so I'm avoiding getting any sun damage when I'm out. The shade is your best friend when trying to protect yourself from the sun. Tip number 4 is to use a parasol. A parasol is one of my favorite accessories to take with me. It can be just a basic umbrella that you use as a parasol, or it can be a specific sun umbrella, which is what a parasol is. This is a must-have item that I take with me if I'm going to an outdoor wedding, an outdoor market, or anything where I know there won't be shade to protect me. I can create my own shade so I know that I'm protecting myself from that sun. Tip number 5 is to cover up as much as possible. Here in Australia, our summers can get to 30, sometimes 40 degrees Celsius, so that is really quite hot. So sometimes adding those layers isn't as feasible. But when you can, think about covering your shoulders, wearing things that cover you a little bit more, so you're really protecting those sensitive areas from the sun. Tip number 6 is to pop on a pair of sunglasses to protect your eyes from the sun. Whether they're vintage or a modern style looking vintage, you can find so many decadent styles that can protect your eyes from that sunlight while also keeping yourself utterly glamorous. Sunglasses are also great because it will prevent your eyes from squinting as much in the sunlight, which is what can cause those fine lines around your eyes. So it really has multiple benefits to popping a pair of sunglasses in your bag before you go out on a hot summer day. These have been my 6 sun smart tips. I'd love to know in the comments below if you have any other tips that you utilize as a pinup yourself when out on a hot summer day to keep your skin protected, safe, and fabulous. I truly hope you've enjoyed today's video and found it a little bit useful. If you have, be sure to give it a like and a comment below, as that really helps me out. And if there are any videos you'd love to see, do let me know in the comments below. If you'd like early access to these YouTube videos, exclusive content, and to help support me here on YouTube, I have my Glamour community on Patreon. I'd like to thank all my patrons, but especially my VIP Glamour patrons, which are up on the screen now. The support you give me truly helps me in creating more here on YouTube. To follow my daily pinup adventures and to have more vintage fashion inspiration, I post super regularly to Instagram. I'll pop a little link down here as well as at the end of the video. And to never miss out on my vintage fun, be sure to hit the subscribe button below, turn on those bell notifications, and I will be seeing you all real soon.